Now what do you do?
I know. Now we got to pack up and
Go home.
go home.
Was it worth it?
Yes, absolutely.
Well,
Once in a lifetime.
You didn't pay $4 grand for a house like I did for this place, you know. These people are getting rich in Madras, Oregon.
Oh my God! You paid $4 grand for a house, Dan?
Well, actually,
Expense
I
it.
didn't, but you
The
know,
company.
our bosses did.
Yeah, thank you, bosses.
Exactly. Wait a minute, you guys are packing up and leaving already? Is it over?
The memories are never over.
Okay, how good was it? How
that's
good
a
was
good
it
one.
for you?
So good.
You got your shirts?
I got a shirt.
Shirts, all right.
It was awesome. Once in a lifetime thing.
Where'd you come from?
We came from Hillsboro, Oregon.
You didn't come far enough. I can't keep talking to you. I'm sorry. we got to find Ethiopian people.
We already
again.
did that. You
So
did that.
anyway,
Just
Shep,
victory. Declare victory.
Well, all right. How about the tinfoil people? They're still here. Hey, you can take those things off now because man, it's over.
For now, that's going to happen again in about 35 years, so be ready.
I don't think you enslaved anybody here with those hats on.
That's what you think.
That's what you want me to think, right? All right. So,
Dan,
how
fabulous.
about you? You got your cameras? You got some like pictures of a lifetime?
Yeah. Yeah, I did.
Okay. All right, Shep. Well, there you have it.
Well, that
Madras,
was-
Oregon has seen it, and it's over.
You did an amazing job. People have been
done.
tweeting. Frankie says you're so condescending to the people enjoying the clips. Ugh, changing the channel. We're not condescending. We're trying to have a good time. Who else said
No.
something? Griffin
I'm not
said,
co-
please dial it down a notch. You're embarrassing yourself. That from CB Augustine. You know what, CB? I'm good with that. I want to recap what was said in response by all of those at Dan Springer's location. The recap of response. I have all the key words. Dan, how was it? Response. Weird, dark, cold, another dark, amazing, I love nature, amazing, I'm gonna die now, and we hope that doesn't happen. This is amazing, crazy, that's cool, I see a little red spot on the sun, and, huh? It was fantastic. Here's the greatest thing of all. It's going to happen again and again. It's going to happen in Idaho, in Wyoming, the Nebraska, a little bit of Kansas, Missouri, Tennessee, South Carolina, and unless it's cloudy, it's going to be right here. For people watching on Fox television stations across the great nation, thanks for being here. We're returning you to your local station. Coverage continues now on Fox News Channel on satellite and cable. I'm Shepard Smith, Fox News, New York. And now back just on the Fox News.
that bacteria or not.
All right. I'm being selfish. I have never seen a total eclipse. And I'm sorry, I would love to talk to all of you people, but I want to put on my glasses too and take a look. Can we continue this conversation?
I have to do this too.
All right, and watch, and we can talk. All right,
oh,
so
what
we
a little sliver.
Just a little sliver of the sun right now. And let's talk about this. Why is this so rare?
Well, you know, the plane of the moon relative to the Earth's sun line is tilted by 5 degrees. And so there's only 2 places where the moon and the Earth and sun are on that same line. And that's why every 18 months or so we get an eclipse.
The shadow is 1 minute out of Idaho.
1 minute away. Wow.
The crowd is getting excited.
Wow. It's already so
eerie.
eerie.
Wow, it just got dark all around us. And you can feel the temperature getting colder
Oh,
here.
yeah. The winds are really picking up. You know, this dark area, the winds are just flowing in.
Oh, you can, it's just a tiny, tiny sliver right now. It's all closing up.
There it goes. It's going. Getting smaller.
Oh my gosh!
Oh, look at the ray structure. You can't get that on film. There's Venus.
Oh wow!
There's Venus. Oh, wow. Wow. Oh, look at that ray structure.
You were saying this is the only way you can see the atmosphere.
Yeah, that lower part of the corona is really even hard from space to see. Wow. Wow. I got to spend a second looking around at the crowd. Oh my goodness. Yeah, wow. Wow.
We should turn off the lights.
The red things are planets. Those are solar flares coming up to the surface of the sun.
It's like there is a sunset.
All right, have to get ready to put them back on here soon.
Okay.
Everywhere there's a sunset.
Pretty quick.
Have you noticed, Jim? The street lights are all on around
the
us.
street lights turned on,
We
of course.
confused the street lights.
Of course. Who would have thought that? We didn't plan that one.
All right, we should get ready for our glasses again. Get ready with your glasses.
Okay, there it goes. There's the diamond ring. There's the diamond ring.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, wow.
That is
Was
so...
that all right?
Oh my gosh. Whoa! Oh, that's brilliant.
All right. Wow.
Okay, glasses back on.
Wow. Too brief. Too brief. Too brief.
Okay. We're going to have to wrap this up pretty soon, Jim. That was incredible.
Way too brief.
Yeah.
Way too brief.
We got 1 minute 50 seconds.
Yeah.
That was all we had. Why is it that some parts of the country get a little more than we do?
Well, it has to do with the curvature of the Earth also. And so the shadow is at various altitudes. You could go up at a higher altitude and get also a great view too.
Well, this was a real treat. This was fantastic. So Idaho Falls has had its total eclipse. The next one is coming in 2252. We won't be here, but we hope NASA will. Back to you.
Gay Hill, that's Gay Hill from NASA's Jet Propulsion Laboratory. Gay, I'm jealous. I'm telling you, I'm jealous. So Alex, explain again that diamond.
Well, so the last bit of sunlight, when you see it at the very beginning, is when the last bit of the sun, the crescent, shrinks down to a little tiny bit. And at the same time, you can see a ring of the corona around it, so that makes the ring, and then that bright bit of crescent gives you the diamond. So when it reappears, you get the same thing. The last bit of corona is a ring. The flash of the sun is the diamond, giving you the diamond ring. It's a beautiful, beautiful sight.
And real quick, and then I'm going to ask you a question because there was something going on here in Charleston. The planetary, Jim Green said something about Venus. This is really cool for planetary.
this sunspot had a solar flare yesterday.
Right, and I believe this is coming from Carbondale. So that's now it's why is it purple? Is that what's the color?
That's actually the light and the color of the light in the filter. The color is a bluish light, and so it comes out as a purple color. But it is a type of visible light. It's one we look at quite often from both space and the ground and look in the sun.
Now I see some black thingies, look like a little river. You see it over there near the corner on the left?
Yeah, that's the sunspots.
Now, what's a sunspot, just for our audience here?
Those are the regions where most of the space weather actually originates, the solar flares, the coronal mass ejections, are regions of the sun that have very complicated magnetic fields. And these are where most of the magnetic energy is actually released.
Right, so those are regions of super intense magnetic field, 1,000 times stronger than the Earth's magnetic field. And those have lots of energy and they drive space weather.
Okay, I think that's why we didn't get the Nebraska feed right now. Those things cause that, I think, right?
That's right, we're getting a little glitch.
Hopefully we get Nebraska. Okay, Sean, we're going back over to you. We'll talk about moon shattering.
That's right, Dwayne. We've got some really incredible imagery for you. This is again from the GOES-16 weather satellite just launched last year by NASA for our friends at NOAA. And what you're seeing in the western portion of this image is actually the moon's shadow being cast over parts of the path of totality. And of course, you see the cloud cover across the U.S. as well. And as I was telling you earlier, it's actually looking pretty good for most of the western parts of the U.S. that are in the path of totality. Not so good for maybe parts of the central U.S. Where we've got some thunderstorm activity developing and expected to develop later today, this afternoon, for places like Nebraska, parts of Nebraska and Missouri and northern Illinois, so maybe north of Carbondale. And then gets better again as you see in terms of cloud cover as we move further east toward Charleston here. But here in Charleston, we still have some breaks in the cloud. Where the sun is, it's still obscured, but we are able to actually see some of the partial eclipse here in Charleston through some of the breaks in cloud. But again, really wanted to show you guys that imagery from GOES-16 satellite from NOAA showing you the moon's shadow actually being cast over parts of the western United States right now. With that, Dwayne, I'm going to hand it back over to you.
Thanks, Sean. Now, as a reminder, our broadcast is tracking the total solar eclipse as it crosses the United States. It's moving along a path of totality. That's a 70-mile wide path sweeping across the entire nation. Over 12 million people live inside the path of totality, plus it's estimated that close to 7 million people have traveled to cities within the path of totality. I know that today is truly a day of celebration as people gather in cities and festivals to view today's celestial event. So let's get into the cultural impact here, guys. Alex, what's your take on the cultural impact of these eclipses?
Well, you know, this is really such a fantastic opportunity to connect the nation and, in fact, the world with one of nature's most amazing celestial events. And this is something that we, as working at NASA, are really excited to be able to share. And in fact, we've even worked with some of our colleagues in other parts like the U.S. Postal Service.
Yes, the U.S. Postal Service actually created a special stamp for this event.
Right. So what I want to do, let's talk about the stamp.
Sure.
But Jen Ray Tossin, Nebraska, the sunspots are gone, so let's go to Nebraska. Vince Whitfield, are you there?
Hi, we're at the Homestead National Monument of America. This is a great location to watch the eclipse, and we've staked out a good spot here on the prairie. Even though the weather isn't cooperating, this is still an excellent event. We're also very prepared. Please make sure to use your protective glasses when viewing the eclipse wherever you are. You can cause serious damage to your eyes if you don't take precautions while watching. And there are a lot of people watching. As you can tell, the festivities, just like the eclipse, are in full swing. I'm joined by Chief Park Ranger Susan Cook.
Hey Vince, how are you?
Great, Susan. Thanks for joining me today. Please tell us about this amazing place and what's going on behind us.
Well, we are at Homestead National Monument of America. We are a national park site dedicated to telling the story of homesteading. 30 states, 4 million people, 10% of the United States was homesteaded. The head of a household, anybody could own land as long as you could be a U.S. citizen. You got 160 acres. It's how we settled the West. We built our democracy, we built our economy, settling the West through this law.
That is just so interesting. Now, I understand the Mayan calendar followed the solar eclipse calendar closely. Is that correct?
It did. The ancient Mayan used several different calendars to organize their secular and spiritual lives. Many of these calendars had strong roots in the motions of celestial objects, especially the sun and the moon. And the Hub calendar is a solar calendar of 365 days, subdivided into 18 months of 20 days, plus 1 month of 5 days. Another calendar is a Tzolk'in, made of 260 days, subdivided into 13 months of 20 days. This calendar also has a resonance with eclipses, which occur about every 173 days. Every 3 sequences of eclipses aligns every 2 cycles of the Tzolk'in. Who could keep track of that, frankly?
It's just amazing. Now, as a Chief Park Ranger, I have to congratulate you. This is a fantastic venue. Tell us about some of the activities you have planned.
Well, actually, right now you can feel it getting darker, but we have stage performances going on. We have many NASA scientists. You can learn about planetary defense, how do we defend our world. You have NASA scientists doing other things. We have Native Americans. We have a Mayan Calendar in the Sky program. We have folk music. We have all sorts of fiddle music.
Lots going on.
Lots of things, balloon launches. So there's things all around us. It's really exciting and a lot of fun.
Got to say, the amount going on here, Susan, is incredible. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Thanks for being here.
Absolutely. And we're lucky enough to be joined by a real NASA scientist. Let me introduce you to Dr. Nikki Fox.
Hi, Vince. How are you today?
Great, Nikki. Thanks for joining us. Nikki is a space weather expert and a mission project scientist on NASA's Parker Solar Probe program. Thanks so much for joining us, Nikki. Today is a great day for you. Tell us why.
Well, today I'm really excited. This is my first ever solar eclipse, and it's the only chance that we can see the corona with our naked eye. And I'm particularly excited because I'm working on NASA's Parker Solar Probe mission, and we are going to fly into the corona. So if the clouds part here, you'll be able to see where our mission is flying.
That's just incredible. Now, how close will you get to the sun?
We will get to within 4 million miles, and I know that doesn't sound terribly close, but if I put the Earth and the sun apart on a football field, then we would be at the 4-yard line.
That's just amazing. Now, for you watching at home, that's kind of like traveling from Washington, D.C. to Philadelphia in about 1 second. Just incredible speeds. Now, how can you be so close to the sun and not burn up?
So we have a wonderful heat shield, but we also, the technology, it's been 60 years since this mission was first thought of, and it's only now that technology has caught up with our dreams.
That's just amazing. Now, it looks like we're coming up to the moment of totality here on the prairie. What are some of the things we should be looking for?
So if it clears, you should see a beautiful corona, and that it looks like a pearly, hazy crown around the sun. And in fact, it's called a corona because that's Latin for crown. And then as it's going beautifully dark here, it's becoming twilight. You hear everyone going crazy here. You should be able to start seeing stars, and we can actually see 4 planets. This time you should see Jupiter, Mercury, Mars, and Venus all in this night sky during the day. So it's just an amazing, amazing experience. And if you can't see the corona, I do have a map of it here. This is a 3D print that was done for me, and it looks exactly, it's a predict of what the corona looks like today. So if it's cloudy, here's your corona.
Now, it looks like the moment of totality is upon us. Let's just let the guys at home have a few moments to take in the sights and sounds of the crowd as totality happens on the prairie.
Oh, wow. And you can see the corona, and I may cry, but you can see the corona. So now you're seeing this wonderful hazy atmosphere. I don't need my glasses now, Vince, because we are in totality.
Wow.
And so this is the only time that it's safe to look. But right now you can see that hazy ring. That is the chromosphere. It is looking a little bit sort of reddish. And you just see there's those red wisps are little prominences that are coming away from the sun.
Wow.
Unfortunately, we can't quite see the stars yet because of the clouds. But my goodness, you can see the corona, and that is an absolutely incredible, incredible sight.
Yeah, this is just magnificent.
It really is. Everything's kind of, well, other than the people hooting and hollering here, everything else has gone quiet. The animals think it's nighttime. There's this amazing sort of twilight view all around us. And just look at that corona. That is incredible. Absolutely incredible.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Yep, and the moon is going to continue. We've got about 2 minutes, 35 seconds of this amazing view. And then here we come. Here comes the diamond ring. So it is glasses on again time. Glasses on. And here it comes. There's the diamond ring. And that is the most spectacular sight.
That's amazing.
That is just incredible. And of course the diamond ring you see because the moon is not a totally smooth sphere, and so you're seeing little spots of light peeping out between the craters on the moon. And my goodness, I'm sorry, I'm so excited. It's incredible.
Yeah, it's hard to convey the excitement of the energy. There are 10,000 people on the prairie here at the Homestead National Monument of America, and the energy is just amazing.
And they've been here, a lot of them have been here since 6 o'clock this morning, and the atmosphere has been incredible. Everybody is happy, and it has just been amazing.
That's just amazing.
Wow.
Okay, Nikki, let's bring you over to this side. It looks like the moment of totality has passed us here.
Yes.
Now, what should we be watching for in the moments after totality?
In the moments after totality, you will start to see again the Bailey's bead. So we did see that diamond ring, and I got super excited. But as the moon continues now to pass away, you'll start to see the solar surface come back. It's becoming light again. If we had any roosters here, they would actually be crowing. So it's just been, it's amazing, and you'll start to see the sun coming back. And I don't know, I always think what it would have been like if you didn't know the sun was going to come back. You just thought it was disappearing, but here comes the sun again. So it's a wonderful, wonderful day here on the prairie.
That's wonderful. Nikki, what an amazing experience.
Yes.
Thanks so much for talking us through that.
I wouldn't be anywhere else, Vince. Thank you.
Thank you very much. What a great experience, everybody. That is amazing. Now, it looks like things are starting to calm down here on the prairie, but that doesn't mean the show is over. Our coverage of the path of totality continues across the entire path. So let's go ahead and send it back to NASA's Eclipse Central.
Thank you, Vince. It was well worth the wait, my friend. We were a little delayed there, but my goodness. Jody, did you see that? I mean...
That was amazing. Do you see that diamond ring?
That was, you know, it was even more prominent there.
It was very prominent. You could see like the ray of light, like very, very nice, and the whole diamond around the whole surface. It was amazing.
And Alex, it got really dark. I mean...
It really did. That's actually enjoyed seeing them out on that prairie and seeing... It looked like she was in some sort of weird, strange light, and she was lit up, and everything behind her was dark. It was really cool.
Fantastic. Nebraska, you rocking the house. We really, really appreciate that. But like Vince said, there's a lot more to come, and we got the International Space Station, don't forget. So, Jody, I want to go back. You know, we had to bring in those images, but we were talking about, and you mentioned the stamp. Now, the United States Post Service, they do amazing work.
They do.
But they really outdid themselves this time. Go ahead and finish.
They did. They actually created a special stamp for this event. It's actually a thermochromic stamp, which means that it gets activated by heat, and you're actually looking at it now in your images. This stamp, if you put your thumb into the center, it will actually make the moon surface appear, or any type of heat that you apply to it. It's an amazing stamp, and you know, I got mine yesterday thanks to Dwayne.
And it's thermochromic?
Thermochromic, yes.
Yes. Oh, wow.
It means it gets activated by the heat.
Yeah, heat of your thumb, and I bet you they sold a lot of those stamps.
Oh, they did. They sold out online originally right away. So it was quite a popular one. It's the first time the U.S. has ever used that type of ink.
Okay, so we have seen some pretty cool images. Still got some more to come.
Yeah.
The diamond has been prominent. Let's go over to social and see how things are going. John.
Thanks, Dwayne. We're continuing to look up here in Charleston, South Carolina, because there are some clouds here, and we're excited. Excitement we want to have here too as well. Just a couple quick interesting things. This is the biggest live stream event ever measured on NASA.gov. The web traffic is accounting for 87% of all federal web traffic, which is pretty amazing, showing that people are really, really tuning into our broadcast here. As of 1:40 p.m., 4.4 million people in climbing were watching this broadcast. So the interest across the country is obvious here, and we're going to continue to show you some amazing live views. This one right here is, again, another photo of the space station taken by Bill Ingalls in Washington, one of our photographers here at NASA. Next thing, I have a video from another photographer, one of our other photographers, as the space station transits. You can see it there. If you're looking closely, you can see the space station transiting the sun during the partial eclipse. Pretty spectacular. Again, that's 250 miles per hour, that space station. And you have to be, 250 miles above the Earth, 17,500 miles per hour. You have to be taking a lot of different shots pretty fast to capture that. So nice job, Joel.
Okay, so let's go to Jefferson City. The moon shadow is continuing to pass over the United States. in this remarkable celestial event. Our next stop on the path, as I said, of totality is Jefferson City, Missouri. We're going to hand off to meteorologist Eric Aldrich, who is a professor of atmospheric science at the University of Missouri. He has some special guests to help explain 2 important impacts solar activity can have on humans and the technologies we use. Over to you, Eric.
Okay, thanks a lot. Yeah, we are live in Jefferson City, Missouri. Jefferson City is actually the state capital, and as you can see behind me, there's a lot of people that are here. It's been a whole weekend type of thing, Saturday, Sunday, and of course here on Monday, lots of family-friendly things. There's been corn mazes, there's been 5K runs, there's a lot of good food. Too bad you can't smell the food, but there's a lot of good food that's here as well, and just a very nice weekend. The weather has been perfect. We've had some showers and thunderstorms off to the west all morning. We've had a few high clouds kind of stream on in, but certainly things are looking really good. I am lucky to be joined here by 2 special people that are going to be talking about space, weather, and just how things work in space. Dr. Janet Kavandi, thank you so much. You are the director of the NASA Glenn Research Center in Cleveland. Right. You're also a 3-time shuttle astronaut.
That's right.
And you're actually from Springfield, Missouri.
I
so.
am.
Welcome home.
Thank you. It's great to be back.
Well, great. Yeah. So now, we've been talking a lot about safety, and obviously you don't want to look right up at the sun.
Not without these.
That's right.
Right.
And so we all have some, so that's good. But what about the astronauts that are up in space? What is there to help keep the astronauts safe from the solar radiation and so on and so forth?
Well, for their eyes, we know that they know that certain windows they should not look out of because there's no protection. Other windows have protection on them that help shield their eyes. But also
Missouri, they are actually sending up weather balloons here this afternoon to try to figure out, how the weather is changing at certain height levels. And actually, here's a map of the solar radiation throughout the state of Missouri, and you can kind of see how much solar radiation is hitting the surface of the earth here in Missouri. Just interesting. This is amazing.
It is. You can tell the crowd is just mesmerized. This is so cool. And you can even see the dips in the valleys, as you can see little areas of the sun where it's shining through more.
Right, and those create the Bailey beads that we see as we get out of Totality, which is coming up here pretty soon.
Right.
Not quite yet, though.
Yeah, I think we come out of Totality at 1:15:35 local time, and so we just have a few more seconds of that. It's absolutely an amazing event. And again, we're so lucky that some of these high clouds were able to kind of fall apart a little bit so we could experience this.
For us, yes. And I can't believe we can actually see the corona through the clouds.
Great.
Okay, that's the air horn. We're coming out of Totality. We're going to have to end up.
So we need to put our safety glasses back on.
There we go. Put your Bailey beads. There we go. We got to put the glasses back on. Oh my goodness.
So as you can see, we're coming out of Totality here in Jefferson City, Missouri. Ladies, thank you so much for experiencing this with me.
Thank you. Quite an experience. Thank you very much.
Yes, it was. Thank you. So everyone's excited here in Jefferson City, Missouri. The sun's starting to come out a little bit. We're going to go ahead and send it back to Charleston.
We should have stayed.
Thanks, Eric. Yadi, wow.
It's an amazing, I get goosebumps every time I see this. And so I cannot imagine how it's going to be, when we actually see it here in South Carolina.
I mean, so Alex, I'm speechless, man. I mean, as a scientist, you got to love this stuff, right?
Oh my God, and it's so great to hear them. I mean, I love hearing an experienced astronaut talk about how overwhelming it is, given the amazing things that she has seen, but also to hear my colleague, Tamitha Scove, who is also a heliophysicist and a space weather expert. I can hear the excitement in her voice. I mean, it's palpable. It's just great.
Okay. So check this out, guys. I mean, I think things are going so smooth. We're going to go to another image right now from Hopkinsville. Brian Massey out there from Marshall Space Flight Center. What's going on? You got some action there. Hopkinsville. There it is.
That's beautiful. They're getting close.
Now, it's yellow. Is that, we had purple, does that mean something there?
Well, the previous one we saw that was purple was calcium K. It was a blue kind of light. This is actually more of a white light, continuous. Yeah. But the thing to remember is sometimes the different filters you use will change the color just a little bit. But what we're seeing here is really more visible, broader spectrum white light.
Okay. White light.
Let me, John, you gotta have some cool stuff on social media.
This is a good question, guys. Mark from Facebook's asking, and this is what really applies right now. When observing the moon at night, I see it proceed from eastern to western horizon, much like the sun does. How come the solar eclipse is traveling from west to east across the U.S.?
Well, again, that's because when we're looking at the moonrise, that's actually because of our location on the Earth and the fact that the Earth is rotating from west to east, the same reason that the sun rises in the east and sets in the west. But the moon itself is moving in the same direction the Earth is rotating, and it's casting that shadow down on the Earth, and that is moving in the direction that both the moon is orbiting and the Earth is rotating. So from west to east.
Okay, so the total eclipse has now passed over half the country. It's currently over Illinois, and I think we're going to have some views coming up shortly, but what I really want to do here, guys, is this has been really incredible. I want to give a shout out to the College of Charleston. Make some noise. Oh, we're loving it here. So now we've got live video coming to us from Hopkinsville, Kentucky. It's a small town that's known for southern hospitality, like Charleston, and it's also a prime spot for viewing this total solar eclipse. Hopkinsville is the city with the longest duration of the total solar eclipse, for a total of 2 minutes and 40 seconds of totality. NASA's Marshall Space Flight Center. Brian Massey, I'm so excited. What you got, man?
Dwayne, we're just as excited as you are. We are here in Eclipseville. Say hello, everybody. Oh,
we're having a great time. I'm surrounded by 1,000 of my best friends. We're getting ready. It's starting to get a little darker already. We're also joined here by NASA Marshall planetary scientist Renee Weber. Renee, thanks for joining us.
Thanks. It's really great to be here. I just want to say thank you to the city of Hopkinsville for having us out on this beautiful farm in Kentucky, and we're just all really excited.
Yeah, definitely. It's a lot of fun. The light's starting to fade, and the excitement's getting bigger. We are at the point of greatest eclipse here at Hopkinsville. Renee, tell us a little bit, what's the significance of that?
Well, the point of greatest eclipse is actually a point in time when the axis of the moon's shadow is pointed most directly towards the center of the Earth.
Great.
So we are at the point on the surface of the Earth where that time occurs.
Exactly. The shadow will actually be more circular here than anywhere else in the country, correct?
That's right. And it's getting really dim, and we are just so close. It's incredible.
Yeah, this is amazing. We can't wait to break out in the darkness. We've got our glasses out. We've been looking up at it. You can see now on the screen our live telescope view, and this is just amazing. Everybody is really enjoying it. We've got people from all over Kentucky, people from all over the world have joined us here, as this is Eclipseville, USA, and we are just a few minutes away from Totality. But before we get to that point, Renee, tell us, you're a planetary scientist and you specialize in the moon, a lunar scientist. How does the eclipse really speak to what you do?
Well, it is pretty cool to look up there, and when you're seeing that sun get dimmer and dimmer, it's because the moon is up there. Right. And I like to tell everyone that you're really looking at the moon when you're watching a solar eclipse, and it's just getting dim, and it's starting to get a lot cooler too. Yeah, it's incredible.
Crazy. This is my first solar eclipse. Renee, have you ever experienced one?
This is my first total eclipse too. I've seen partial eclipses, but I've never had a chance to see totality before, and I'm just so excited.
It's amazing. The light is starting to fade as the moon steps in front of the sun here, and it's already just a really eerie feeling here, getting dark in the middle of the day. But we're really excited about it, and we're just a few seconds away. I've lost my counter, but I'm going to look back at the sun while I still have the opportunity. Wow, that is absolutely amazing. We're down to just a thin sliver of the sun. Renee, what do you think about this?
I can't believe it. It's just, it looks incredible, and it really is starting to get dim, and nobody even needs their sunglasses, just your eclipse glasses, and you can see that beautiful crescent sun.
Wow, this is absolutely amazing.
We're just really looking forward to that for a chance. We got no clouds here in the sky, and you can see some airplanes up there, but that sun is just getting smaller and smaller.
Yeah, it's definitely a Hopkinsville, Kentucky Chamber of Commerce sponsored day here in Eclipseville. There's not a cloud in the sky, and it's amazing how it's gotten so much cooler here since the sun started covering up started being covered.
Yeah, it's nice to have a break from that hot southern sun.
Yeah, definitely. We've been sweating it out a couple days here in Hopkinsville, getting ready for this.
We're getting really close now.
So what exactly are we looking at here, Renee?
Well, we're just about close to 100%. It's just getting smaller and smaller, and it's getting dimmer and dimmer, and hopefully soon we'll have a chance to see those Bailey's beads and that diamond ring. Right. That's when you can actually see the light shining through the moon's valleys. The moon's not a perfectly smooth sphere. It's got that rugged surface, and you can see those sun rays shining through those mountains and valleys and craters.
Wow.
It's looking like we're about 1 minute out now, and it's just getting smaller and smaller.
Wow, this is amazing.
The crowd's getting really excited too.
Hey guys, who back there is excited for the solar eclipse? Wow, it's getting closer.
Wow. It's just getting really close to nighttime. It's incredible. It's like very dim.
Definitely it feels like dawn or dusk here in Hopkinsville right now as it's getting closer.
Come on!
And you can see on our feed, there's that tiny, tiny little sliver left to go. And it's really starting to get dark now. Wow. It's like
Goodness
dusk.
gracious.
And you can see the pink color around the horizon. Oh, it's like a sunset. It's beautiful. It's going. It's going.
Wow.
Just that tiny, tiny last sliver. Oh my goodness.
And we are in total solar eclipse, and this is absolutely breathtaking.
Yeah, you can see the corona, that beautiful white wispy crown coming out from the sun in all directions, and we can see airplanes, and I think I see Jupiter in the sky over there. I think I can see Jupiter.
Wow.
And I see other planets too, and stars.
I can only imagine in ancient times what this must have been like.
I know.
Out of nowhere. I am covered in head to toe in goosebumps. A complete chill.
I know, I am too.
Body.
I just can't believe we finally got a chance to see it. I mean, it's one thing to read about it, but it's another thing when you get to see it yourself with your own eyes.
Guys, we're going to take a break here just a second. We're going to step back and fully enjoy this and hope you enjoy our feed on the telescope. This is amazing.
It's really a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity.
Yeah,
until
definitely.
the next eclipse
Yeah,
that we'll
exactly.
have only 6 years away. We get to see it again.
Wow, we'll be there.
Yeah.
We will be making
Without
our
a
way.
doubt. I think I'm hooked. I'm an addict.
We have sat in meetings preparing for this for the last 2 or 3 months, and now that it's actually here, it's completely 100% lived up to its billing, and I can't imagine, I can't believe what just happened.
It was just amazing. We were so worried about the weather and the the broadcast and making sure our telescope was set up and everything went smooth, and we just had a blast.
Wow, this has been absolutely amazing. Folks, we have really enjoyed it. It's been a great time here at Hopkinsville, here at Eclipseville, USA. Now time for us to send it back to Clarksville, Tennessee, where our good friend Chris Blair is standing by for their reaction to the eclipse. Chris?
Well, I think he meant Charleston, not Clarksville. So let's bring it back here at Eclipse Central. There's only one Eclipse Central, and it's here in Charleston. Yeah, okay, so the hits just keep on coming through the eyes of NASA. Now, let's continue. Now, these are going to be pre-recorded views from the high-altitude WP-57 aircraft. They soar high above the clouds that could potentially block the views of today's eclipse. And they're chasing the total solar eclipse. They're mid-wing, long-range aircraft used to conduct high-altitude research. So let's go to these pre-recorded views.
And good afternoon from Fox News in New York. I'm Shepard Smith, and this is Fox News coverage of the total eclipse of the sun on Fox News Channel and Fox television stations and my stations across America. It began way out there on the western coast, out in Oregon. They had a total eclipse of the sun in Oregon earlier today, and then they had it in Idaho, and then they had it there in Wyoming. More recently, they've had it in Nebraska. Since then, they've had it in Missouri, where they showed me. And pretty soon, we're going to volunteer the whole thing and have it in Tennessee. It's a total eclipse of the sun, and if you're watching on Fox television stations across the nation, no matter where you are in America, you can go outside and see it at one point or another. Can't see all of it, can't see a total eclipse, but you can see the moon getting in between you and that big ball of fire up there from time to time in different degrees of thoroughness, but it is happening. It's happening everywhere, including in Clemson, South Carolina, home of them Tigers, and actually a new poll came out today, the new one, and they got Clemson in about 5th place this year after, you know, I remember recently winning it all. At the university, in Clemson University in South Carolina, where we're getting a view of the total eclipse with a weather balloon. What's happening there, Jonathan?
Yeah, we are. A lot of research going on. They launched 2 weather balloons, so in case the clouds moved in, that they'd be able to get a good aerial view, not only of the eclipse looking upward, but also the moon's shadow looking downward across the land. Fortunately, the clouds have cleared. You can see the sun, what's left of it, just a little crescent sliver of the sun, and it's casting this very eerie light here. It is amazing how even a fraction of the sun can illuminate this area, but it's a very eerie light here. Want to talk to some people who've come out to see the eclipse. This is Abe, is it?
Correct, that's correct, yes, sir.
Where have you driven a long distance to come to Clemson?
Actually, I am a Clemson student. So.
Oh, fantastic! So
Go
the
Tigers!
eclipse
Describe it
came
in
to
one
you.
word.
What do you think? Describe it.
It's pretty cool. I mean, it's a little
2
crowded,
words.
so I'm not used to this crowd. So we'll see how it goes.
Okay, and we'll have more as the sun continues to disappear over Clemson.
Look at it. Look up there at it, but not without your glasses, Jonathan.
Okay,
do you have glasses?
Them on now.
Watch Jonathan.
I do.
Oh, it's good.
I came prepared.
Yep.
Just a sliver. Just a sliver.
Just a sliver up there. They're all wearing. Ask them what they think about this new poll having Clemson 5th and Bama 1st. Ask somebody that. I know what we're going to hear. No, ask them. Go ahead.
All right. So tell me about this. This is a poll.
No, I was serious. No, Jonathan.
Out.
Ask him. What do you think about them having Clemson 5th and Bama 1st? Ask the question. Thank you.
Clemson 5th, Bama 1st. Poll came out. What do you think, Abe?
No, Clemson's #1 always in my heart.
Word.
National championship.
And that's the unbiased opinion from Clemson, Chuck.
Well, that's exactly what I expected. I would have expected nothing different. That's Charleston there on the left side. You know, the one thing we know about Charleston, South Carolina, boys and girls, the one thing we know about Charleston is that's the last spot. Here in the continental United States, if you want to see the... come on. Say it again. If you want to see, God, you cannot get good help these days. If you want to see the total eclipse of the sun at the last spot in all the place, it's right there in Charleston, South Carolina, Isle of Palms, somewhere around in there. And that's what they're seeing on the right-hand side, on the left-hand side of your screen right now. It's not a total eclipse of the sun, but I'll be darned if it is not almost there. And same in Clemson. How's it feeling now, Jonathan?
People are getting excited. There's still just a sliver of the sun remaining. Let me talk to this gentleman. Are you a Clemson student? I assume how you're dressed?
Incoming freshman, yes.
Oh, congratulations. What do you think?
Tiger bait.
This is unreal. It's like the first time in like 700 years, was it? 70
at
years
least.
around
No,
there.
at least that.
But this is really exciting.
And you're starting your freshman year with an eclipse. Nice way to start college.
It's a great way to start college. I am so excited for the next 4 years to see all the opportunities I can get.
How about you, sir? What are you expecting?
I think it's a great way to kick off the school year. I mean, coming off of a national championship win, couldn't be more excited.
And tell me about the light, the eclipse. It's kind of eerie, isn't it?
Yeah, it kind of looks like you're looking through sunglasses right at the moment. It's a weird sensation almost.
Yeah, that's a great way to describe it. Thank you very much. Right now, the light is as if you are looking outside on a sunlit day with some very powerful
sunglasses.
Here's what we're going to try to do. Watch all those cameras in the background back there. They're all getting repositioned because you know where we're going. We're going to go back to the staging area. Back behind this studio. See, those aren't real windows. This is a studio on the 12th floor. I'm going to see if, I don't know because I've been right here, as you know. We've been doing the Vigitelling. We'll be back in time for Charleston without any doubt. But I want to see what's happening in New York. So come on, this is high. This is the way. This is the back entrance. We have a service elevator back here. This is Patricia. She's the greatest assistant in all of America. Sits there every day. Always there. And back here where today we're serving lunch. I tell you what, the company went all out today. Thank you, company. And up there is where the sun goes. This is a bridge over troubled waters. That's Times Square right down there. That's Times Square. Right down here, that's Haven Roof Deck, where we always look out. And it's cloudy in New York. Wait. Chuck, you got to do this first. Nope. Covered by the sun. Yeah, covered by the clouds. I get confused. Covered by the clouds and all the buildings. But look down there. Look at the street, Chuck. You can see people looking up. Like in front of Haven over there, there was a guy in a white shirt looking up. You know what New Yorkers don't do? They don't look up. Tourists look up. You come to New York, they're big, tall buildings. You look up. Oh, look at the building. New Yorkers don't do that. They know the building is there already, and they don't look. But when you're supposed to be having a what?
Total eclipse of the sun.
They won't do it.
I don't know.
I don't know. You can't. So here it's a little darker than usual, but it's not like dark. Jonathan Seri, I hear it's really dark where you are, though. Yoo-hoo! Go Tigers.
They're coming to you.
Yeah, they're on you. Speak, Jonathan. You're amazing.
Shep, this is amazing.
Yeah, like I said.
We are watching the moon totally cover the sun.
Yoo-hoo!
And what was a daylight crowd here has now turned into, it looks like an evening concert. Wow. Everyone holding up their phones, and you can see, right now I can see a planet up in the sky, not dim enough yet to see any stars, but it looks like we're probably 20 minutes after sunset. It is absolutely
amazing. Knew it.
And Abe, while you're taking pictures, let me ask you, what do you think? Take me through this.
Oh, it's pretty cool. I've never seen something like it, so it's awesome. I love it.
Mm-hmm.
This is new to me. I'm speechless. So put some words in my mouth. Help describe it to people watching around the country.
It's gorgeous. It's really gorgeous.
That's
and you can
good.
hear the fans. They're happy about it in Clemson tonight.
Awesome.
Tonight.
How about you? Your thoughts?
Oh, I am speechless. This is unreal. It just got from a whole sun, like 5 seconds, it went all the way down to just darkness.
Matt right here. That's my boy Matt.
Can we give a shout out to my Nana and my uncle watching?
Hey, Nana.
Yes, because
Big
they
ups.
are huge Fox News Channel fans, so I'm glad I was able to get you on.
Thank you so much.
And how about you? How would you describe it in a word?
Easily one of the coolest things I've ever seen.
Nice.
It's incredible. I mean, I didn't expect the sun to be around the moon like that.
Well, that's what
Just
happens.
amazing. And now we have that beautiful view of the corona, the moon completely blocking the sun, but the corona, the sun's outer atmosphere, is absolutely beautiful. And while all of these Clemson students and visitors from far away are oohing and eyeing, there are astronomers who are recording these images, part of astronomers lining up telescopes, 68 telescopes, identical along the entire path of the eclipse, and they're going to splice together all of the footage that they've shot so that they can study how this corona changes over the course of 90 minutes.
Hang on, Jonathan. Hang on.
Yeah.
Wait, look at the Truman balcony in Washington. President Trump. Let's see if we hear from him. He needs glasses.
He will. He's got him. He knows he has to.
President and First Lady on the Truman balcony with lots of people out there. Let's listen in case they say something. Waving at the crowds. Here we go. We've seen the President, the First Lady, Attorney General Jeff Sessions, Ivanka Trump, and Sport and Style, Wilbur Ross back behind there, sporting some styling glasses too, very similar to mine, which makes her awesome. Well, let's keep watching this. The President and others there on the Truman balcony enjoying the day. And Ernie Jacobs is with us from Trenton, South Carolina. Drove more than 15 hours from way up in Buffalo, New York to see Totality. He says he's been planning this trip for more than 2 years. How is it?
It's amazing. We're in Totality right now. We're just there. We're at, like, the Diamond Ring and Bailey's Beach. It's unbelievable. It's awesome. We can see stars start to come out. The Diamond Ring is happening right now. We can start to see the sun's corona. This is, I wish I had the words to describe this. It's just spectacular. This is what awesome is intended for.
Ernie, 15-hour drive, 2 years you've been planning it. Was it worth it?
Oh, I would have drove 100 hours.
Huh. What is it about it that is so affecting you?
Just the whole spectacle. I can't explain it. I can't explain it. It's coming back. We got the filter back on. Totality's over.
So you got just a little sliver there on the backside where you are.
Yeah.
In Trenton.
Only a minute 30 seconds. So,
and there it is now. That's Charleston on the left-hand side of your. Excuse me, Ernie. That's Columbia, South Carolina, on the left-hand side of your screen, and that is a what? I think you're getting better at this as the day goes on. The pride is welling up inside me. Ernie, the President is watching this at the same time you do. We're having a lot of fun today, or that's the goal. But the come-togetherness of all of this, the whole country. Hundreds, more than 100 million people doing this at the same time. There's something to that, isn't there?
Yes. Yeah, I mean, I think it all brings us together and realize that we're all connected and all, you know, the sun's 93 million miles away, the moon's 240,000 miles away. Here we all, and we're all connected in this universe together.
I like that, you know, and as we're watching this is the first family there. Taking a minute to come out and sort of enjoy it with the rest. You see Sun Baron out front and enjoying it as well. They're not getting a total eclipse in Washington, obviously. The total eclipse is you got to go a few states south into South Carolina, where they're having it right now in Columbia, South Carolina. But a good partial eclipse in Washington for the first family, for all of us to enjoy. And I don't know, you know, coming into the day, I'm stuck in a studio for this, but I've really enjoyed hearing from people all across the country, Ernie, including you.
Thank you very much. I very much appreciate it.
What are you feeling now? You're on the back side of it. The thing you've been waiting for 2 years has happened. Now how you feel?
I'm speechless. I mean, obviously I wish I could share this with my wife and my daughter. Unfortunately, my daughter's starting school today, back up in Buffalo. But I'm just shaking. I'm speechless. I'm fortunate to be able to share this with my 81-year-old dad and my 88-year-old uncle. And I think this is a memory of a lifetime.
Wow, that's amazing. How are they taking this?
I think everybody's genuinely amazed. Yeah. Hey, can we get a shout out?
You do the shout.
Yeah. Did you hear that?
Yeah, I hear it. What's up, Uncle and Dad? Hope it was everything you dreamed of and more.
They are. They're not near the phone. They're.
Oh, well, I did my best. I can't get any louder.
Yeah. Like I said, I'm almost. I don't know. I can't describe my heart is just beating 100 million miles an hour.
Well, Ernie, there's medication for that. I hope you've had a fantastic day. I hope we didn't harsh your vibe having you here, and thanks so much. And listen to this, guys. For those of you watching on my network television stations, on Fox Broadcast Network, on the Fox News Channel, on satellite and cable, all around the world, the total eclipse of the sun, which began on the west coast of the United States and finishes on the east coast of the United States, is finished. Totality is over. The first family came out and watched, and now has gone back inside, and we've all kind of enjoyed this together. Nothing really changed, but we got a nice break, didn't we? For those of you on our broadcast stations, thanks for tuning in. We're going to return you to your local programming, where we'll continue analysis and looking at the sun on the Fox News Channel on satellite and cable. I'm Shepard Smith, Fox News, New York.
Got some patches of blue just a little ways away. Still just an amazing experience.
I have goosebumps. Like, this is...
It is safe to remove your glasses and look at the total eclipse. You may remove your glasses.
You got a minute and a half, right?
Yes.
Totality.
A minute and a half of totality. So we have.
Once again, it is safe to remove your glasses and look at the total eclipse.
Yeah, that's it. Wow. Put the glasses back on now.
Glasses back on.
Yep.
Please replace your glasses. You need to put your glasses back on to view the sun now. Please replace your glasses. You must be wearing your glasses to look at the sun.
I mean, we experienced the temperature drop.
Yeah.
And it was dark. It was dark. 2024.
Yep. Ready for the next one.
I got IFB in your ear, Sean.
Okay, Sean, this is your first, right?
This is my first, but certainly not my last.
How did it feel?
Amazing. You said it yourself, Dwayne. This is amazing. That's the only word to really describe it. You know, even though we had the clouds, it was just an incredible experience. We got to experience the darkness. We got to experience the temperature drop. We got to see it in, you know, kind of moving in and out between the clouds. But most importantly, we got to experience the energy and the enthusiasm that we feel all around us here today.
Well, you know, this team in the city of Charleston, well, thank you. We had some iffy weather, but you made it happen, man.
Yeah, well, thank you. And you know, you don't know that happened. I've been also monitoring for possible thunderstorms, which we are having. We've been having just up to the north in places like North Charleston, Goose Creek. Luckily, because of a sea breeze pushing the moisture that's been bringing. Allowing these clouds to develop, moisture coming in from the Atlantic, that sea breeze has been pushing those thunderstorms inshore, inland a little bit. So even though we still have some cloud cover here, we have been very lucky not to have any rain or thunderstorms like we had yesterday at this time.
You are really a true meteorologist, my friend. Johnny! Hey, Johnny! Okay, space weather expert extraordinaire. How was it?
It was amazing. Like Sean said, even though that we couldn't see it, you know, consider the solar corona, which, you know, is what I really, really wanted to see. We experienced, you know, the darkness and the change in temperature, and also, I mean, the energy of the students. You know, we even started hugging up because we were like so excited. I mean, it has been an amazing experience. So the next one, you know, 2024.
Hey, Alex. Gotta feel good, man.
This was fantastic, and it was also a big tease for the next one because, man, I want to do this again. I could feel that shadow overhead. I could see the light and the horizon all the way around, feeling the change in the temperatures, even seeing the clouds themselves moving differently as that shadow hit overhead. It was fantastic. It was palpable, man. I could just feel the energy around here. And I want more of this.
Well, let's hear what the country and all of this in Charleston. Let's go to social media. Over to you, John.
Yeah, the reactions across the entire nation have been huge. You know, we have, actually, if you're watching at home, some of our streams actually went down only because the fact that, you know, there was just so much traffic on it. Of course, we were broadcasting this all over the country. I want to show up on our some of our graphics here, some really cool things, photos that we have here, some crescent-shaped shadows in Seattle, Washington, taken by Logan Johnson. This is a pretty interesting image, as you haven't really seen anywhere else. The next one here is a totality view from Idaho Falls. This is David Cantillo. Just some spectacular images coming in from all over. You know, people are sending us stuff using the various hashtags out there. Eclipse 2017, which is our hashtag, Solar Eclipse 2017, which is trending on Twitter and other places. And of course, we're reading a lot of this stuff coming in too. We're seeing and reading your reactions. Some of it is just really shows the amount of how it really impacts people. And us being here in Charleston, we also saw it get really dark here, get cool breeze coming through. And even though there were some clouds, it was like nothing we've really ever experienced before. And so for those of you who are in the path of totality, I hope the views we're showing you here today have really helped you kind of get the sensation of what we're trying to show. And here's this last one here is a 99.5 near totality nerds here in Boise, Idaho, checking it out. One of our photos there. Everyone is wearing eclipse glasses, and it's you know, we still have a partial eclipse on the East Coast. People are still seeing the sun transit, and so it's an exciting time here. I think that I think we have another view here from Bailey Beads, seen from Oregon, from one of our photographers. This is a NASA photographer, took this shot right here. I think that's just before the diamond ring pops up, and it's pretty spectacular shot. So I think if we're ready to get going again, I think we have a quick question would like to take. Look at some of these here. There are a lot of these are questions coming in from eclipse viewing. Now the eclipse is officially over. I see that. What were your reactions as you were watching it? I know we were out there and stuff, but now that it's over, what's the sensation that having the totality behind you?
It was amazing. I got goosebumps. This is my first total solar eclipse. I actually remember watching, you know, a partial solar eclipse back at home in Puerto Rico, and I mean, was amazing. You know, like I said, the darkness that was around us. It was amazing being, you know, knowing that it's day.
I was just sort of amazed by the kind of rush of how quickly it all of a sudden happened. The darkness, and then I could just feel it all around me. It was really, really powerful.
Well, I'm glad it's really cool.
Yeah, I'm definitely glad it's cooled down a lot.
Yeah, it's cool because it was hot. It was hot.
It was very hot.
But the weather, I mean, it